Hello, hello, beautiful humans. And thank you for that amazing introduction, Erin. I so appreciate it. This is the mastery of saying fuck it, or, whatever you feel like calling this one, because what do you know? Fuck it, let's do it. Now, I do want to say something that's really, really important is this talk is based upon my own life. And as a content warning, there will be some vulgarity. Well, we already got that with just the title. Ableist language, neurodivergence shaming, body shaming. I had to write these out, so I'm looking at the slide. Sexual abuse, depression. There may be more that I didn't think of. So please, take care of yourself. I get if you have to take a step away from this. So there is still a lot of content in here, and just take care of yourself first. So let's get started. I feel like I don't really need to go through this slide because Erin did an amazing introduction. I am a podcast host of a podcast called Shit You Don't Want to Talk About, which I'm starting to see a trend of having things that have cuss words in them. I think it's this idea of taking back vulgarity and what these words mean and owning them myself instead of others owning them and putting them on me. Still working through that one a bit. I also live stream, teach Jenn Tech. I believe Roselle talked about that earlier, which is really dope. I live learn, and this is where I've been learning to code. I have been learning about, oh gosh, so many different things. Web3 is coming up soon. It's been a whirlwind of TypeScript and Python and so much goodness. And then also, I recently started volunteering with a company called Distribute Aid, where they do supply chain across the world to be able to help those in need. So, and in case anybody wanted to know, I am hireable right now. So if you know anybody that needs an MC, a speaker, a DevRel community, right here, that's me. Please hire me. I would like a job, especially since we were talking about, I was catching the tail end of the last talk. And something that hit me really hard is we have this idea, and I've been there too, where we need to be able to go out and be like, hey, I want to do X, but it's really, really scary. So I'm not going to do it. Or I'm going to do it, and maybe we will get there eventually. But what do we do in the meantime? And even though I am looking for these jobs, I do need some type of work at the moment. So even if it is like tech support or something like that, throw me in, I'll help you out and see you succeed as well. All right. So, an overview of today's talk. Yeah, excuse me. Did you say fuck it? Well, now let's dive into that and problems with this mindset, because you know what? It serves me really well, and I'll tell you about my journey before I got to this point, yet it doesn't always serve everyone. There is caveats, and we need to go over those. And now, changing our mindset from from someone that is like, nah, bruh, I'm good. No, thank you. I'll pass, to let's do this. Fuck it. Let's do this is very, very difficult. So we talk a bit about that and some of the results that I've had myself. All right. So here is a giant wall of text. This is from Wiccanary. Wictionary? Is that how you say it? Wictionary? I believe so. And I felt like this graphic really did summarize a big reason many people don't use the term fuck it. It has a lot to do with the sense that it's vulgar. What is vulgarity? I mean, this is something that we can really, really tear down and nitpick. We'll save that one from another time. There's also because like the reason I wanted to show this is it shows, fuck it, nobody's going to see my room. Fuck it, I can't be arsed to look like that bloody key anymore. Like frustration, and then fuck it, I'll just do it myself. So there's like, yes, it's one phrase. It can mean so many different things. And I think that's the power of using more vulgarity or cuss words is people are like, oh shit, maybe I should listen. And if you're wondering, I can go without cussing. My mother will tell you that it is possible. It is difficult. Sometimes I slip up. She and my grandmother, who is 90, my grandmother, know that I have a podcast called Shit You Don't Want to Talk About. This title of the show, they'll get it, but they won't be happy. And that's kind of why I do it, because fuck it. So this is what happens when you talk about using the phrase fuck it and having that type of mentality is, well, it's vulgar. And yeah, I don't know how many talks that you've seen today, but earlier today, there was a talk, I believe, from Terrence about writing blogs. And I loved the idea of, I was telling Ramon that it was a bit about, I feel like his talk was like the PC version of saying fuck it, because a lot of it has to go with, you just do it. You just have to go out and do it. And so if you want something, not as vulgar as mine, definitely go watch his because I learned a lot on that as well. But there is also a problem that I run into quite a bit, which is a lack of strategy. As Erin said, yes, I found out earlier this week about having this opportunity, which I'm very, very grateful to have. I also may or may not have put this together 2 hours ago, because as I'm noodling through this talk and thinking about it, I'm like putting all the pieces together, yet very last minute, I'm like, fuck it, I'll figure it out. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. What that doesn't help is the fact of, having strategy for the content I'm currently making and getting my videos done in time, or reminding myself to reply to people. I don't know if anybody else has that issue, but I definitely do. So, all right, go, please go. So at one point, before the fuck it mindset, everyone lived in my head rent free. By what I mean by that is, if I was walking down the street and I'm wearing a sparkly jacket like this, I'd be like, oh my God, I'd literally just like start going like this. Can I hide? Can I just do my talk like this? I don't want anybody to see me. I can't believe they're gonna hate me. Oh my God, they're hating me. Why are they hating me? They're sad. Like, this would just go on and on, like things people said from months ago or years ago. Or I was very creative because people were telling me things that I never heard before, and they were really mean. Yes, I'm going to go into it because this does have a bit of background of why a lot of people did, like everyone lived rent free in my head, was a big part of it. And this is the reason I started Shit You Don't Want to Talk About, is I was physically, emotionally, sexually abused, all before the age of 18. There was also a lot of other things that have gone on at that time. You can go check out the podcast. It'll be linked, and that about page goes over a bit more of it. And a big part of my childhood was solitary confinement. And for those who don't know what that is, which I'm so grateful you don't, and I hope you don't will never ever experience this, is solitary confinement is basically being by yourself for long amounts of time without any human connection or connection with anything. By solitary confinement for myself, I use it as from the ages of 2 to 8. I was locked away in my room with one of those like kid porta potty things. And I just remember this one time, my dad gave me the option of, like, the first thing I could get was, do I want my teddy bear? Which, baby, I still have baby to this day. I'm 34. I'm going to keep that bear forever. I could get a pillow, or I could get something else other than a sleeping bag, like more, I think it was like a sleeping pad or something like that. And every time that people would live in my house, in my head, which is my house, rent free, I would be like, why? What am I doing to cause this? What am I doing to, how do I fix this? And I'm always trying to think 7 steps ahead. And it stopped me from doing so much because I was a kid. There's no way I could understand why my dad was doing all of this to me or why, like, what my mom was going through. And no child should. Abuse is a totally different topic. Yet it's something that I truly, truly wish nobody does have to go through. Yet these are some ways that I was able to go from these type of mindsets because I struggled so much with needing to fit in. I honestly, like, never in a million years, like a few years ago, would I be wearing a sparkly jacket or have purple hair or be wearing bright lipstick because that's way too much attention getting. And as I was told, don't be too colorful. I also just really wanted to be loved. That took me down some dark, dark alleyways and definitely got some judgment. And I will say to this day, I hate it. I still seek external validation. Positive reinforcement or words of affirmation are definitely still a thing of mine. Luckily, my partner and I have figured that out. So it's the reason I still put all of these in here is I really want you to know that you're not alone. Like these type of things happen to us. I mean, I've had a pretty good fucking attitude the last like year or so. But it's not something that doesn't catch me off guard. It does happen where I'm like, oh, hey, and I see so many beautiful humans. Thank you for in the comments and hi, Nick and Laura and Janica, like so many dope humans. But even then, it's been where I have like gone and been like, I didn't reply to Janica. She probably hates me. Oh, I didn't tell Laura the link for Misc Mondays until like 5 minutes beforehand. She must think I'm horrible. Like those ideas have happened. And then I got to go, oh, wait, Jen. Like you're human. You want to have this grace for other people. You got to have this grace for yourself. So this has been something that I've really, really struggled on. And I feel like everybody has heard of this, but if not, this is something that really, really helped me learn words to put to this feeling I had. And it was from going from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. This is a big part of it is saying a fixed mindset is like going like, I can't do it. My situation is never going to change. They just have it so easy. What do you mean I can't have that? I deserve that. I feel like it's kind of like Karen 101. A growth mindset is, to me, has a lot to do with being maybe a bit more optimistic. It's also so much of, I can get there. I can do that. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You know, I work hard and that will pay off. I'll get there. What can I learn from others? We're a team. And that changing that mindset. Okay, cool. We got it. We want to change the mindset. That looks phenomenal. I'm really excited, but I don't know how the fuck to do it. All right. So let's get started. And I'm totally going away from camera for a second. I forgot to have this on my desk. So, starting can be tough. Yeah, I didn't want to start. Changing my mindset? Fuck that shit. Yeah, no. Yeah, I grab this journal of mine, and I have many of them. I keep the actual pen and paper versions. They keep me going, and these have really helped me move through just a lot of the work that I've had to do and remind me of what's going on. So, I am grateful for rest days. I am grateful for yoga practice. I am grateful for growing into who I am meant to be. That one's deep. Um, and I've said things like affirmations, or what I call I am statements, which are some that I've put are uh, I am open and receiving opportunities. I am attracting money. I am worthy and strong. And those have really, really, yes, there are days where I'm just like, what the no, 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 not gonna happen. No, like the world is horrible. It still happens. I can't say it doesn't go away. Yet going back to gratitude and affirmations and doing that at the beginning or the end of my day has really helped. I only do 3 of each. When I first started, it was just like one of each if I could remember. Um, the third thing is just being curious and being open to what might be going on around you. Why are people doing this? Like what is the mindset behind it? How did they get there? How did they get started? And remembering that it is one very, 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 very small fuck it at a time. By what I mean is, you know what? I'm supposed to be there at 9:45 Mountain Time every Monday. Fuck it. I'm not going to guilt myself for being late. I will just text Laura and tell her that I'm going to be like 5 minutes late. And it's that changing from this guilt to, it's life. It's also starting the small things. Like, so many of us have gone to conferences. We're on a digital conference right now, yet think about an in-person conference, or going to the bar, or going, to a museum or a park, and you see a really dope person. I'm not saying that you're trying to date them. You could be, but yeah, they're just really cool. You like their style. And I know, I'm pretty sure I got this one from my mom, of I can't help but tell people what I think is so dope about them. And this is where fuck it came in mind for me, is I had to go, fuck it. What's the worst thing that could happen? And normally the scenarios in my head are like, they might just want to punch me, but that's okay. If they have dope style, I feel like they're not gonna want to punch me. And so far I have yet to be punched. So we're doing good there. And it's a lot of just these ones, like small things of just saying hi to someone. Fuck it, let's say hi. Ooh, fuck it. What happens if I show up for that meetup? Or like, there's so many different ways that we could just like embrace and just do it. And this is probably my favorite slide, because content creation really helped me say fuck it. And fuck it really helped me create content. Very exciting. I say that because when you put content out there in the world, people are going to judge. They're going to judge, or they're not going to see it. So it's like, fuck it. No one's going to see it. No, or they're going to judge it. Like, might as well put it out there. What's the worst that can happen? I can delete it. It'll be fine. And content creation also made me go, it's happening so often. There's so much content in the world that it's fine. Like, fuck it, let's get started. Great content for fuck it. Like, they balance each other out so well that it makes me remember when I'm getting stuck and I'm really overthinking this, that, oh, okay, it's okay to get stuck. Everybody gets stuck. Let's keep going. Let's do this. And here are some of the fuck it results that I have. Number 1, the power of bus chucking. So for those of you who have not heard of this term, which is probably very common, like common that nobody's heard of it, is bus chucking is like, there's this term of throwing someone under the bus. That is like getting them in trouble, getting them in trouble along with you, or putting the blame on them. I like to say that I bus chuck myself, meaning that I'm curious and I want to have these conversations that are really difficult, dive deeper, and really talk about mental health and neurodiversity. And I know I'm skipping one, but they kind of all blend together for me of that curiosity has really helped me learn about my own mental health and neurodiversity, which has then lent to advocating for others. This is so important to me because when I started saying fuck it and just embraced it of who I am and how I am, I've been able to show up for others. And that's always been the most important thing to me because I never want anyone ever to go through the feelings I've gone through, to know what it's like to be alone. So alone. And I feel so passionately about making sure that, you know, if it's teaching people to say fuck it, to get them to be able to realize that they are worthy and that there is so many others out there that care and need to hear what they have to say, then so be it. Let's do this. And also, caveat that is not on the screen but needs to be, none of this is a replace of any therapy. Therapy is your friend. If you want to hear more about my views on that, join our Twitter space. It's on Wednesdays. And some recommendations for you. Ta-da! I really wish that I could just like have a slide. I'm practicing for in person in case anybody's curious. Ta-da! All right. Number one. Oh, you guys can see this pointer. This is fun. Is shit you don't want to talk about podcast. I will be sending these out, so these will be linked. Then you also have the book list. A lot of books that I have really, really helped me are here. The big one on there that helped start a lot of this was, oh goodness, now the Dyslexic Advantage. All right. Number 3 and number 4 are very, very important and why they're at the bottom because I want you to remember this. Please say it with me. Be patient with yourself. Saying fuck it takes time. Like, let's repeat that one more time. I am patient with myself. Saying fuck it takes time. All right. Next one. You are worthy, loved, and not alone. We all have a story to tell. All right. Say it with me. I am worthy, loved, and not alone. We all have a story to tell. And last but not least, thank you for all of this is hanging out. You got this. I feel like this is really fun. As a very, very last thing, because I know Aaron's probably going to be coming up soon to ask me questions, is I had no idea who the creator of You Got This was and started talking to them separately and then put 2 and 2 together. And it was like the best feeling ever because it was like, this is so much cooler than I already thought it was. And I'm really happy all of you are here because even if you're watching this, down the road or you're watching this live, there's so much good content in this conference. And thank you for coming to hang out. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform. It's one of 2 things, Jenn Junod or Teach Jenn Tech. And if you can't find it, go to the website, teachjenntech.com. Yay. Thank you, everyone.